Today we are going to see how to plot the waveforms in serial out shift register. Here 3-bit serial out seesaw shift register is considered. Clock signal is applied, same clock is applied to all the 3 flip-flops. As 3-bit shift register is there, 3 flip-flops, D flip-flops are used here. We have to transfer the data 1 0 1 1 0. This is the input data. Initially all the flip-flops output is reset, means all the flip-flop output is considered as a 0 0 0. When input applied is a 1, first bit is a 1, in that case what happens? This first flip-flop gets triggered during this positive clock pulse of the clock, positive clock edge. Then during one cycle, when input changes, output of the first flip-flop also get changes. As we are using here D flip-flop, in D flip-flop what happens? Output follows the input, and therefore as input changes, our output goes on changing. As this QA is input to DB, means during this second clock pulse the output of this first D flip-flop becomes 1. Therefore here the data of the second flip-flop gets changed, and as it follows the data of the QA, therefore also in this case this gets shifted. In the third flip-flop, output of the in a third clock pulse what happens? This 1 here it becomes 1, therefore this output becomes 1, it remains as it is. Okay, here output goes on shifting from input towards the output. First of all, see here data input is a 1. In first clock pulse, output of the first flip-flop gets changed. When data becomes 0 during the second clock pulse, in positive edge of this second clock, output changes. Thus this output shifted to the right, and this QA acts as an input to the second flip-flop, and therefore in the next clock pulse output of the second flip-flop becomes high, means this second flip-flop follows the first output of the first one and output of the second is given to the third flip flop, and therefore here first of all your data is moving like this. It shifted on each and every clock pulse when it becomes positive, means it goes from the lower end to the higher end.